Pakistan is at it again, rewriting its own mess, repackaging its failures and rehearsing its favorite act, the blame game. As Kabul burns, Islamabad is busy whitewashing its generals. The new national project giving Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir a clean chit while dumping every ounce of Afghan chaos on Lieutenant General Faiz Hameed, the man who once sipped tea in Kabul like a self-styled kingmaker. Ishaq Dar's latest salvo, accusing Hameed's 2021 Kabul adventure of triggering the current bloodbath, has reignited the civil-military blame festival. But this isn't just a quarrel between khaki jackets. It's a crisis of identity, credibility, and control. Can Pakistan's generals ever admit their own sins, or will they keep laundering history to protect their thrones? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. For decades, Pakistan's Afghan policy has been written in the ink of duplicity, jihad for depth, diplomacy for dollars, denial for damage control. From the ISI's Soviet-era experiments to the Taliban's rebirth under its shadow, Pakistan's fingerprints are everywhere. Now, as terror bites back and the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan bleeds Pakistan, the establishment wants to turn one tea photo into a national scapegoat. Faiz Hameed's visit is the new national excuse. But can Islamabad really wash away 4 decades of strategic miscalculations by blaming one man's cup of tea? It was meant to be symbolic. The ISI chief casually sipping tea in Kabul days after the Taliban seized power in 2021. The world saw confidence. Pakistan saw triumph. But behind that smug smile, history was already brewing its revenge. The Taliban's return, aided by Pakistan's silent applause, unleashed what the generals feared the most, the rebirth of TTP, the monster they had buried but never killed. When Ishaq Dar quipped that Hameed's engagement or the cup of tea came at a great cost, he wasn't exaggerating. The cost has been paid in Pakistani blood. Dozens of soldiers dead, cities rattled, borders burning, and yet, instead of rethinking its policies, Pakistan has chosen to rewrite the narrative. Faiz Hameed is now the villain, Asim Munir the savior. The system remains the same. It's not an investigation, it's image management. The Pakistani establishment is desperate to shield Field Marshal Asim Munir, whose tenure has been haunted by a violent resurgence of militancy and a diplomatic deadlock with Kabul. So the formula is simple: shift the blame to Hameed. Pin every blast, every bullet, every border clash on one man's 2021 adventure. The army's loyal mouthpieces have begun the chorus. Hameed's Taliban outreach failed. Hameed emboldened radicals. Hameed underestimated the TTP. Meanwhile, Munir, the disciplined reformer, is portrayed as the man cleaning up his predecessor's chaos. It's a convenient fiction, but in Pakistan, fiction is often the foundation of national policy. To understand this drama, rewind to the 1980s. Pakistan turned itself into the world's jihad factory, channeling American dollars and Saudi ideology to fuel the anti-Soviet resistance. The ISI learned one lesson: control Afghanistan or lose your strategic depth. When the Taliban rose in the 1990s, Islamabad, or particularly Rawalpindi, backed them as friendly rulers who would keep India out. The logic was crude but clear. A pliant Kabul meant a stronger Rawalpindi. That playbook survived 9/11, the US invasion, and every regime change in Islamabad. Even as Pakistan joined the war on terror, it never stopped playing both sides. One detail enrages Islamabad more than any border clash: India's re-entry into Afghanistan. While Pakistan fumes, New Delhi quietly upgrades its mission in Kabul to an embassy, signaling renewed engagement and influence. For Islamabad, this is the ultimate nightmare, the very scenario it spent decades trying to prevent. And ironically, it's the direct result of its own policies. By alienating the Taliban and alienating itself, Pakistan has opened the door for India to step in. It's poetic justice and geopolitical karma. Today, Pakistan stands at a crossroads it has crossed too many times. One path leads to introspection, the other to another cycle of war and denial. Khwaja Asif's warning of war isn't new. It's the same tired refrain that has haunted Pakistan's foreign policy for 40 years. From the Soviet war to the American one, from Taliban to TTP, Pakistan's Afghan adventures have only brought instability home. The guns may go silent in Istanbul, but the real war, the one within Pakistan's power corridors, is far from over. So the question isn't whether peace talks will succeed. The real question is, will Pakistan ever stop fighting itself? The story began with a cup of tea. It ends with a river of blood. Faiz Hameed may be the face of failure, but he's not its author. The system that created him still runs unchecked, protected by propaganda, polished by politics, powered by paranoia. Asim Munir's clean chit may clear him on paper, but on the battlefield, in the markets, at homes of the fallen, the verdict is already written. The Afghan crisis isn't just about Kabul's defiance or Hameed's missteps. It's about Pakistan's addiction to denial. And unless that addiction breaks, there will be no end to this war, not with Afghanistan, not within Pakistan, not in our lifetime.